your KRCG 13 Storm Vision Forecast with Zach Paul.
Well, not a lot happening in the capital right now, but we will find that changing as we go through the rest of your evening. A live look over Jefferson City on our Scruggs Libber camera. Overcast skies, chilly conditions, but there is some snow starting, or at least some, not snow necessarily, but precipitation that is showing up on the radar to the north of Columbia. And right now, road conditions seem to be pretty good across most of the area, but they are quickly changing. As you were watching just a few minutes ago, this stretch of Highway 63 from Rolla south of I-44 has been covered. No update there. However, now we're along Highway 54 from Camdenton as you head west out of Camdenton. Now we're looking at a covered road there. Over towards Warsaw, before that was mostly clear. Now we're finding that road, Highway 63, running across Warsaw there. That one is now partly covered. So we are starting to find road conditions deteriorating from the areas across the south down to the southwest here this evening as precipitation moves through. Winter weather advisory in effect for areas along Highway 54 and to the west. That does include areas around the lake and a little bit further to the south across south central Missouri. Up to 1/10 of an inch of ice possible in those areas. The higher likelihood for finding that, I think, will be south of I-70, although areas around Mexico, Boonville, Fayette, Moberly, you might find a little bit of a glazing. 1 to 2 inches of snow will be possible in this region with some of the higher totals north of I-70 once again. For the areas that you see over here over the eastern part of the state, that is a winter storm warning. That includes Montgomery City, it includes Herman, it includes Owensville, Lynn, Vichy, down to Fort Leonard Wood, over towards Dixon, Rolla. 1/4 of an inch of ice, maybe locally higher amounts. That could cause power outages on some of the weaker power lines and even some of the branches on the trees. We could find some of them breaking off and causing some power outages. So you want to take precaution in these areas this evening. And you could also, on top of that, get 1 inch of snow as this system becomes a little bit more evolving and changes over to snow overnight into the early morning. This is what it looks like across the radar right now. Again, a little bit of a band set up right along I-70. This is the heavier band of access now. I've seen some out towards Montgomery City, out towards Mexico, maybe up around the Avaz area a little bit. Then you get up towards Moberly. That's where we're finding a little bit of that. Maybe even up around the Centralia area, up towards Harrisburg. Not a lot making it around the Columbia area just yet. Maybe some of this out towards Fayette and Boonville. You might find some of that making it to the ground. Otherwise, this is a mix of freezing rain, possibly even mixed with a little bit of sleet. This is going to be the first round of what we're going to see. Off to the west and areas north, we're finding a little bit more snow, even a few rumbles of thunder going to be possible as this moves through the area tonight. Most of us won't have to worry about thunder. However, if you find yourself in one of those areas, what that means is you're going to find higher totals of sleet, but I don't think we're going to have snow in the area just yet, so that's going to bring higher totals for sleet. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s, a little warmer over towards Brunswick, but again, with the warmer temperatures aloft and the cold temperatures at the surface, as soon as that rain hits, it is going to stick and it is going to freeze and it's going to cause problems. And I'm already showing you that on the MoDOT map here this evening that we are finding that. Here's a wider view. Again, it's all over the Midwest here, at least over the Show Me State. Wide variety of winter precipitation expected from the freezing rain to the sleet, changing over to all snow after midnight, and then I think maybe even some rain as we go through the day on your Saturday. So here's the hour-by-hour forecast. It's picking up on where the snow is going to fall, where the wintry mix is at, where there's more rain. Does a pretty good job of pinpointing that. Going through 10 o'clock tonight, higher snow totals again will be north of I-70, south of I-70. We'll still find a little bit of a wintry mix. However, I still think by 10 o'clock tonight, we're going to find freezing rain in the area. It'll be after midnight into the early morning. We'll start to find that all changing over to snow. And that's when we'll find the heavier bands of snow moving through. Again, higher totals north of I-70, lower totals of snow south of I-70, but higher ice totals south of I-70 and really higher ice totals, I think, along the 54 corridor down to the southeast. So here's what it looks like as far as your ice accumulation. About 1/10 of an inch or so for areas from Columbia to Jefferson City. Higher from Herman to Lynn, Owensville down to Rolla. About 1/4 of an inch of ice going to be possible. Here's your snow totals. Again, possibly localized 3 inches from Moberly to Mexico. You get south of that from Columbia to Jefferson City, about 2. Then you start to find some of those lower snow totals the farther south that you go. So it is a very difficult situation, or not necessarily a situation, but a very difficult forecast because it's all going to depend on your location. And the bottom line, with what I just shown you on all those graphics, this is the takeaway from it. If you get more ice in your area, you're going to get less snow. If you get more snow, you're going to get less ice. That's going to be sort of as it happens, we'll be tweaking the forecast and what we'll see between now and tomorrow morning, but looks like freezing rain and sleet through midnight, then changing over to snow after midnight into the early morning. So if you don't have to travel, stay home.
Okay, thanks, Zach.
Yep.